Let's talk for a minute about the hidden benefits of education. Now, these are things that are not often discussed, but I've seen them as I've gone through the education process. These are real, tangible benefits that are just a natural product of education. The first one is learning deeply rather than broadly. The further along you go in your education, the more you are encouraged to learn deeply. For example, in a bachelor's degree in engineering, you take a lot of classes about a bunch of different subjects. Some of them you're interested in, some of them you may not be so interested in. By staying on for a master's or a PhD degree, you're able to take more classes that align with things that you're more interested in. Maybe you'll also have an opportunity to do a research project that will allow you to learn deeply about one subject. So it teaches you to really solve problems. This is what I mentioned earlier about training your mind. It just teaches you to think differently. That's the main reason that PhD students get positions in research and development type jobs, is because they have been trained to think through problems on a different level than you get with a high school or a bachelor's type degree. It's a training process. It's something you have to teach your mind to do. The next bullet falls right in line with this, is how to teach yourself. You're no longer dependent on an instructor. Maybe you're given a problem that doesn't even have a textbook directly assigned to it, but you're taught to go to the literature to find out what has been written on a subject, to not just look on Wikipedia, but to look deeper into journal articles, into publications by NASA, into different types of resources. You learn about these resources, what libraries have to offer, and you're able to go deeper into a subject and find a solution that may not have appeared in a standard textbook. The next thing is you're able to build a really unique resume. By staying on for more school, you have more opportunity to explore new things. That includes some of your free time where you may be working on interesting projects. It includes projects in school, class projects, includes a thesis maybe for a graduate degree. You have these different research opportunities, and also it includes internships or other work experience that you've had during the summer. You've been able to build a really unique resume that is tailored more to your interests. I also mentioned the classes above, that you're able to take more classes that you really like. You know, as an undergraduate, you have to take a bunch of classes, generals that you may not be so interested in. But if you stay for graduate school, the classes that you take get closer and closer to the things that you're really interested in. Maybe you really enjoy controls. Maybe you really enjoy computer programming. Maybe you really enjoy aerodynamics. You know, you get to take more and more classes in that field. I've had students tell me quite often that when they got to the end of their bachelor's degree, they realized they had just scratched the surface of what they really were hoping to learn at the university. They realized that they had now laid the foundation, but hadn't had the opportunity to go into any one of these subjects in any real depth. And so that's what a graduate degree will allow you to do. You'll also be surrounded by like-minded people. Often if you stay on for graduate school, you'll work in a lab, in a research lab, where you're surrounded by other students who are like-minded. They are interested in similar things, and you build this network, this friendship with people who think like you do, and also will go out and take jobs that are similar to those that you're interested in. And that feeds right into the next point of your network. This is one of the hidden gems of staying on for more schooling. You know, as you meet more people who are more aligned with the types of things that you like to do, those people are going to go out and do great things with their lives, just like you're going to do. They're going to go to different companies, but they're going to go to similar positions within those companies, and most likely they are going to end up in the leadership roles in those companies. And so by staying on for more schooling, you actually make friends with people who are going to be the leaders in the field that you're interested in. This networking aspect is really important. We're going to talk about more about networking later on, but this is one of the hidden gems of graduate school. You know, my friends that I did my bachelor's degree with, they are now out at different companies, doing work in a bunch of different companies, and I get to be associated with them, or with these companies through them, and so to speak. And then I stayed on for a PhD. You know, the friends, the people that I met through that process, they are now out at different organizations as well, and I still keep in contact with them. These types of people are the ones who form my network. And so I have insight into a bunch of different companies. I get to understand what they're working on, what their challenges are, and have connections in all these different companies. If I had left with a bachelor's degree and gone to work for a single company, my network would have been formed mostly by the people that I met at that company. But by staying on for more schooling, I now know people in several companies and in very prominent positions. Finally, soft skills. Soft skills is something that we don't talk about a whole lot, but these are just skills that you learn going through the process of more education, like time management, how to write, how to communicate. These are types of skills that a lot of times you don't have time to develop fully during your undergraduate or high school degrees, but during a master's or a PhD program, you have the opportunity to focus on these a little bit more. And so when you graduate, you have a lot of these soft skills that maybe don't appear directly on a resume, but they are obvious through your resume that you're able to write, you're able to communicate, you're able to think in different ways. And so these are some of the soft skills that you gain from staying on. Now, this is just a small list of hidden benefits. There are many more, but I just wanted to open your mind to a different way to look at education and some of the benefits of staying on for more education.